Hi, it's Zena, Warthog Princess, up close and personal. You're gonna see my face disappear in a moment. But this is a video for the Erin Condren Travel Journal walkthrough. This is a backlog from my epic cruise adventure last year, where I went on 5 cruises in a row, 57 days straight on the ship. But it started with the 12-night Mediterranean, a 12-night Greek Isles, 13-night Transatlantic from Barcelona to Miami, a 4-night Cozumel back to Miami, and then a 16-night Miami to LA Panama Canal. So that's what's crammed into this. This journal is set up for 4 different trips, each a week long. So I crammed all 57 days into this with a little bit extra because I was in Barcelona for a few days prior. So you'll see how I kind of just made that work. It was a little bit creative and it's not quite perfect, but you know what, in the end, this little travel journal has now become a perfect little scrapbook, sort of a visual journal from that adventure. One key tool that I used, and you're gonna see throughout, is I used my HP Sprocket printer that prints little pictures, and the picture paper, whatever, if you peel the back, it's actually already set up to be a sticker. So it is the perfect supplemental tool for this particular project. And so it took me a while to complete it because, you know, painstaking picking pictures and then printing them and placing them. So one thing before I dive into it, I will say, when I first started, I didn't want to burn all my picture paper and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. So I put some in each of the cruises and then I put stickers all throughout. And then I went back and added a whole bunch more pictures after the fact. And some of that caused some things to get jammed up a little bit, and some of that also, it looks a little cluttered on some pages, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. So you always live and learn. Don't be afraid to try things. You know, if you don't like it, try something else on the next page. It's all good, right? So here goes. I'll just do a page walkthrough. This does have a cover on it because this is something obviously I want to protect and preserve. So I did put the clear blue cover on the journal itself. So up front, yeah, that's me. That's my channel sticker. And then I have just best trip ever. I'm sure there's other adventures awaiting me, but this was pretty epic. So in the front, I had my flight info, my hotel info, and then the cruise info, some of the things there. I did kind of put a packing list of things just off the top of my head, just listed them out. It's not perfect, but there you go. And I obviously put stickers everywhere. Then I put on this page all the different places that we visited, some of the key highlights on that particular cruise. And there's 2 different columns there. This was my luggage, and you'll notice it cost almost as much for my luggage to get there as it did for me because of excess baggage fees. That's a little lesson learned, but certain airlines, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But this side is the itinerary, and it was a 1-week page is what it's set up for. So I just drew my own divider and put the cruise days 1 through 12, and that left an extra space. Yeah, so there you go. Next, you go right into the individual cruise days. So this is set up to be like 1 day on both of these pages. But because I was jamming things in, you can see what I did here. I put the cruise dates 1 week apart on each of these. So the first stop on the first day would be this side, and the second one would be this side. It's not perfectly split that way, but that's kind of what I set it up to be. And you'll see where that day we were and where that day we were. We did spend 2 nights in Venice though, so there is another Venice page. The only bad thing about doing it this way is they get separated in time and space. But again, it totally works out. And so this is a mix of stickers and pictures and whatnot. So some of the key places we went and saw. The first cruise I was by myself. I was solo. The second and third cruises, I had 4 friends with me. On the second one, I had 6 friends that booked with me. And then on the last one, I was supposed to have a friend join me for the last 2 cruises. She was a no-show, which was fine because then I got solo and got double credit in the room. But anyway, So that was what it was. I was not by myself. I made new friends, and you'll see those appear in the latter cruises. I was never really alone. And because I was on the ship for so long, I made great friends with the crew. So that was fun. You'll see some of them throughout there as well. So this is Monte Carlo and Monaco. And then this one in Split, Croatia, I went to where they filmed Game of Thrones. So I went and found a picture and made it into a sticker so that I could see, well, yeah, that's what that was about. And this was just another place we went in Split. Then, there, let's see, we've got Pisa. And there's no, we went to Florence that day too. I didn't actually put any Florence pictures in there. Oh, well, that's fine. Lots of history there. I got great pictures. And then this is two of the photographers goofing off. Then obviously Rome, you can see Rome, very picturesque, very historic. And this is some of the things on the ship that we did as well. Robots have nothing to do with anything. It was just a fun sticker to put in there. Then, and every single picture has, of course, a huge story. I'm not going to bore you with all the stories, but a lot of you did want to see the journey, so we're just sharing it all here. So I did go to Pompeii. I have been there before, but then this is Amalfi over here. Beautiful, beautiful. It did rain on us in Amalfi, but that's okay. Then more stuff on the ship. Fun. And then this is some Barcelona fill-in and fun stickers to go with it. There's the other Venice. Now this one was, I think it was a sea day or just the extra space. So I was able to spread Venice out a little bit more, which is great because we were there for 2 days. We arrived in the afternoon. We had the night gondola serenade tour. So that's on the Grand Canal. And then we also, this is on the sail-in, by the way. I know I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but Venice was pretty epic for me. And that was right before they had all that flooding, so I was really glad to have gotten there before that. This was an extra space, so I had this old sticker that I printed. This was set up for a different thing, so I used these big blocks to cover up the under stuff that was there. That page looked like the front page way back here, like this. So I didn't want all that. So anyways, covered up all of the, oh sorry, I showed you the wrong one anyway. It looked like this. So this stuff I covered up. Anyway, so this is a gal named Vera on the ship. Obviously I love Vera Bradley, so that was really funny. And then just some other pieces and parts of places and whatnot. So I tried to, some of them are out of place. Like I put overflow on sea days sometimes, or just kind of mix and match a little to get things fit in. So now we're into the second cruise. You can see I had a little fun with Jennifer, the one photographer, and we did some kooky things just to keep it lively. And this is our same as before, some of the key highlights of where we went, and this was the itinerary. And on each of the itineraries, I didn't mention this before, but on each itinerary I put what time we were in port from and to. It's a military time. If you don't know military time, just subtract 12 if it's greater than 12 and you'll get it. But this is all the places, and I put what excursion I did at each location so that I could remember what I did there. More fun. This is the cruise where 6 friends showed up, and so we had big adventures all together. It was great fun. I had solo in a junior suite, so we had extra space in my room, and we played cards there quite a bit. Yeah, so we went touring on our own, and then this is us in Santorini. That was awesome, by the way. Totally recommend that. Then some beautiful places. This is funny. This is in Chania, Crete, or Suda, and these cops, right where we got off the shuttle, they were right there, and we didn't know where to go or what to do, and so I just said, let me just ask the police, they know. So I asked if they spoke English, and they did, and they laughed when I asked for, like, hey, is there something cool to do around here? So they sent us to Old Town, which was in fact cool. This one's just a hot mess of stickers. This was just a sea day, so not a sea day, I'm sorry. This was the second time through Rome, Civitavecchia, and I just stayed on the ship because I was exhausted from every day, all day, going, plus working out, plus, you know, doing that. So I did a rest day, and I took the day to film ship tours that day. And then this is my friend. She fell off the exercise ball. It was hilarious. She's not hurt, but it was super funny. And this is funny. Why do we all have pistachio ice cream? The entire cruise previous, I was asking for it, and they finally got it. So it was an epic celebration when we finally got it. These are just my buddies in my room. I'm putting cards. Okay. Anyways, I'll stop talking about every little picture. But again, there's my room. This is our activities director, Enzo, from the ship. He was on there the entire time with me. That's just me chilling in my room. Royal Caribbean was celebrating the 50th anniversary, so each of the cruises I had one of those little individual cakes. We did the galley tour and then more Barcelona, mostly stickers, one picture. There we go. Went into Athens. This is a 2-pager. We were in Athens for 2 days because we were supposed to go to Mykonos, and that one was canceled for weather, so we stayed a second day in Athens, which was well spent, of course. There's Picasso, some more of the crew, more of the crew. This is the whole photography staff here. Just having fun. This is my gang of bandits I was with. And this gentleman here, he was our head waiter. He's the one that made the pistachio ice cream happen, and he became like my best friend in the dining room. So we gave him a lot of good fun through all of our cruises. So this is the next cruise. This is the Transatlantic, but we had a lot of different places on the way. And then of course we had also a lot of sea days. One of the sea days was supposed to be a stop in the Azores. Unfortunately, that stop was canceled because Hurricane Lorenzo decided to go to the Azores at the exact same time. So we deviated south and took a sea day, took the long way home across the ocean. But there's a little more Barcelona one last time because each of the cruises began and ended in Barcelona. This is a picture of my balcony, even though it's not mine. It's from Cruise Critic. And let's see. Then we're getting into some more of Europe. There's a disco night on every cruise. That particular night, we actually took a picture. This was the view from my balcony, which was awesome. Great to wake up to that every day. Or coming into port and watching the sail in each time. So there's just some more fun places with fun stickers. My 2 friends did the Love and Marriage game show. If you've ever been on Royal Caribbean, you're familiar with that. It's kind of like the Newlywed Game. And they actually won the thing, so that was fun. Then more adventures. This is sailing into Lisbon, and this is all in Lisbon, Portugal. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got an important text right in the middle of filming. So here comes part 2. We'll start with sailing into Lisbon with all my friends up on the deck, crossing on the big bridge there, coming in from the sea to the river. This is the tuk-tuks that they bop around in town there. It's kind of fun. We had dinner at the beer museum, and that was just what I had for dinner. This was on another tour. We went to Cascais and some other places. So here's some more of Lisbon. And on this side, this is the International Parade of Nations that the cruise ship puts on each time. Since the crews are very international, it's kind of cool to see where they're all from. And they always talk about how many numbers from each country. This is Mr. and Mrs. Bling. I did kind of talk about them in the last part of this. I'm not sure how much of that translates, but they were a super sweet couple who were on several of the cruises with me. I met them on the ship, and they had very, very pretty decorations on their outfits that she had blinged up. That's why I called them Mr. and Mrs. Bling. It's not their real names, obviously. This is Ramsey and my friend Ramsey's birthday. We celebrated with our head waiter. This was the chef's table one of the nights. And then up in the Bahamas, we took a 4-wheeler and went all around. Got absolutely hit by a torrential downpour in Margaritaville. This is the concierge club where is the spillover. It's actually up in the Crown Anchor, or not Crown Anchor, the Crown Lounge or whatever, Viking Crown Lounge. This was the 4 singers that sang beautiful like opera and like what's the type of singing? Just beautiful, beautiful songs. And this guy here, he actually serenaded me on one of the nights on one of the cruises. So they were on more than one cruise with us, which was kind of fun. Then there's just the ship out at sea. This is actually in Malaga, in Spain, the Cathedral Gardens. This is the curtain at the theater. it's not a great picture of it, especially when it's shrunken down like that. But I stared at that curtain so many times. I mean, 57 days, you know, there's a show every night. So this is the split between the Transatlantic and Cozumel. And I went from my junior suite into an interior cabin. So I split the beds because I was just by myself anyway, and it gave me more space. This is my buddy Mike, who I met on a couple of the cruises. He was on a whole bunch in a row as well. So then he was my solo buddy that we hung out. He was solo as well. This is just another passenger on the ship. This is the crossing ceremony. So both for the Transatlantic crossing and for the Panama Canal crossing, they did a ceremony with King Neptune or whatever, and they spooged all the certain crew members. This is Steve, the cruise director, in this photo. We got totally nuked with food and whatnot. So here's the sites we visited, some more of my friends that I had on the ship. Judy I met on the ship, and these two I actually met on a cruise a couple years ago, and I was just sitting at my muster station before the cruise began, and there they were right there. I'm like, oh my gosh, such a small world. So then we hung out for the rest of the cruise, of course. So this cruise was a 4-night cruise plus a 16-night cruise, so it didn't fit in the 2-week structure. So you can see the first 4, and then I put the divider, and then it starts, so that's Cozumel and then Panama Canal, and it continues on. And the second part of it is right here, the last part of it. So I just marked it off to fit within all of that. And then it gets right into it, of course, with the cruise pictures of where we went and what we did and all of that. So fun. There's the Panama Canal, and this was a sea day. We actually did transit in the big ship, but the day before when we were in Cologne, I actually took an excursion that we went through the canal on a ferry. So some of it's a mix of those two things. And this is that grape smelling washi tape. It really doesn't smell like grape, but there you go. Then there's Chichen Itza in Cozumel, and then this was off doing tequila, lunch with a crew member on the ship, then scuba diving. That was fun. There was some sea lions that were down there, and we were actually just kind of swimming along with them, which was really fun. There's my buddy Jennifer again, and some of the other photographers again. They were really a lot of fun to take pictures with every day. This gentleman's name is David. He actually did this picture. It's a beautiful artistic thing made out of feathers. I bought one for me and one for my aunt, so that was kind of cool. And then there's my buddy pushing me off the ship. Not really, we're not even on there. But there we go, more fun. The Visionaries, that was my trivia team for the Panama Canal cruise, 16 days. So all of the sea days they did a progressive trivia, and my team took second. So there's our certificate for second place. And we called ourselves the Visionaries. It was just silly, just more fun. This is just fun stuff. Now this is not fun stuff. This was in Guatemala. I had planned an excursion, but then I figured out my brother actually lives there, and we were gonna get it together. So I made a whole plan, canceled all my excursions so I could spend the day with them, and then they weren't there and left me hanging. So this is all about that and the frustration they're in. And you gotta love family, you know, you don't get to pick them. Speaking of family, this is my beautiful aunt with her Halloween leggings on, which I thought was super cute. And then this is arriving back home at the end in Arizona. So my buddies I met on the ship, and more of the sea competitions and whatnot. Just a lot of fun all around, on the ship, off the ship, everywhere. And this was some additional like future plans. I just put pictures in there. So this is Enzo, our activities director, and Steve, our cruise director. There's my friends and 2 of the photographers. That's out at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. That was Santosh, one of our waiters. He provided us with Indian food one night, which was totally off menu. We ate a feast. It was absolutely amazing. More of my photography friends, some folks on my last cruise that sat at my table. There's the pool, obviously. And then notes. I have no notes. That's it. So that is the entire travel journal. I hope that that translates to be able to see what you were looking for. hope you enjoyed that. I know it's oversharing, but there it is. And I hope you're doing well. I look forward to going on some more adventures. For any of you that are cruisers, if you want more info about that, I'd love to meet you on a cruise sometime. Just let me know where you're going and when, and maybe we can align our trips. So, all right, take care. That's it for this one. Bye for now.